Hey everyone, Angry Canadian here, and welcome to my very first album review. Um, so like I said in my last video, I do want to talk. I like going to see movies on weekends. I like hearing new albums on weekends. So I like to I want to make some videos talking about those and yeah, see how you guys react. Um, and sure enough, Kanye drops an album on my first weekend on this. So yeah, so we're starting with a Kanye and Dolla Sign album. So Kanye, I like a lot of his old stuff. I like from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy onward. Me stuff can be hit or miss. When it comes to Dolla Sign, I mainly don't know his features. I haven't listened to any of his albums. I heard they're alright, but I'm curious to see how this collab was going to go. Now, before we get into the album, I would like to address a big elephant in the room in regards to Kanye. He has made some very crappy statements out there, very anti-Semitic statements, very racist statements, and I am against all that. That's all crap. I'm not with it. And for listening to this album for review purposes, this album was pirated. No streams and no money is going into Kanye's pocket. If you don't like that I did that, I do not care. I'm go- I You can listen to the album however you want, and that's fine. You can do you. I'm gonna listen to the album how I want to. But it's so to start off, overall, my thoughts on the album overall. I like it. I like this one. Vultures Part One. I like it. Compared to his last album, well, two albums, I guess, Donda and Donda Part Two. Trying to compare it, I like it more than Part Donda Part Two, whatever the hell that was. I do think I like Donda more. Donda, like I'm not gonna do a score, but if I had to like rank it, like Donda to me was more like a 7 out of 10. This is more like a 6. You know, just for comparison's sake. I don't do scores, but you'll my final thoughts at the end. So, with that being said, I would like to just go more in depth now. We'll go track by track. Basically, just my overall thoughts on each one. So, starting off with stars. So, if you and before, sorry, before we start, if you see me clicking, moving the mouse, and all that, I do have a couple windows up for my notes and for some lyrics that I point out. So, I keep that in mind. So, Stars is the first track. I think it's a great intro. It's very nice reverb choir in back. I think it's a sampled from some Young song. I'm not familiar with it. There was, however, one weird line from the verse first, which is just blackout, keep a few Jews on the staff now. Which, obviously just because they work for you doesn't mean you see them as equals. But anyways, so but other than that, it's a pretty nice, slow opening song. Moving on from there, "Keys to My Life." It's song about song about relationships. A lot of songs on this album are very much a lot of the themes on this album are love, sex, money, being rich, still being rich despite certain things, which I mean, on one hand is true. I don't think he's necessarily canceled. I think someone who's technically canceled, unless you're like straight up a rapist or a pedophile, not really canceled. You're more unless until you unless you're making good stuff. And I do think how people are responding to Kanye, how people are seeing him, they're still enjoying his stuff. So yeah, he's not canceled per se, but so I guess there is truth in what he's saying, but whether you agree with it or not, or like him or not. That's up to the individual. And Keys of My Life, songs about relationships. I think a lot of these lyrics are in reference to Kim Kardashian. Um, so, there's one weird lyric where it says, "How dare you fuck another dude with eating Papa John's?" Which, according to Genius, he has a feud with Papa John's, which I was unaware of, which is kind of weird. But it is a nice second track. And then he talks about wanting another baby. Do you? Next song, "Paid," about getting money, about still getting paid, even referencing there's a sample they use for about like it's Friday, we're getting paid. The album came out on a Friday, we're getting paid. It's very more mainstream sounding song than most Kanye songs, and it's overall okay. Next one, "Talking," with Northwest making her debut. Northwest obviously being Kanye's daughter, and she sounds fine. She sounds fine. Kind I don't know who wrote her lyrics, if she wrote them. She's not saying anything crazy, so it's fine. Um, it's kind of I actually do like the beat switch in the middle to the second half. Ty Dolla Sign comes in the second half talking about his daughter. Um, and he's got a great lines about you know is he a good role model for her? Is he a good parent? And I think it's a nice track. I think it's really good. Next one, "Back to Me." Um, it's this one's kind of weird. There's some kind of weird lines in here. Mm, one of them, I put nerds on, yeah, Urkel on your beat. Did I do that? It's kind of weird. It's corny. I think some people could find that funny. And then there's a quote. They have a sample here. That's a quote from a movie called Dogma, which I have not seen. Um, the guy goes, "Beautiful naked big titty women just don't fall out of the sky, you know." And I thought it was a funny sample, but then Kanye starts singing, "Beautiful, beautiful naked big titty women just don't fall out of the sky, you know." It's like, and that becomes the whole chunk of the song about that line. And I'm curious what people will think of that. If I think it's silly, but I don't know. Some people will like it. Some people will all agree with me that's silly. But yeah, and then Freddie Gibbs comes at the end, and he has a great verse. Freddie Gibbs does his thing. If you're familiar with Freddie Gibbs, there's no surprise there. He does great. After that, we got Hood Rat, which the beat on here is kind of annoying. It goes, Hood Rat, Hood Rat, Hood Rat, Hood Rat. It's just kind of annoying. And then the song's okay. And then I think, and a lot of the song Hood Rat's referring to his current wife, or girlfriend, I'm not sure. And then it comes to Mike Tyson. They cut to a Mike Tyson sample at the end. I guess he was doing an interview where he's talking about Kanye. I don't know if it's like he's trying to like justify his insanity, or at least quoted insanity or whatever's going on, but it was just kind of just came off a little like weird. Like he's trying to justify his actions, which I do not agree with. And "Do It" is very much a club song. It's a sex song. Um, Nipsey Hussle on the intro, he sounds fine. It's obviously a posthumous intro. And then YG comes in the end, and it's all right. It was I could see this song coming up in the club. It's fine. I would just say it's fine. Paperwork afterwards has easily one of my favorite beats. I love the beat on this one, especially near like the chorus part where they had this like really fr- frank synth. I really thought that. And then Hard Living Nowhere is just awesome. Quavo's great at the end. Burn, next track afterwards, which from this song, Paperwork was kind of like heavy, and this to Burn, which is very much a more mainstreamish sounding song. It's kind of a weird switch from that song than the next. It was I just found this like okay. Then it's the Burn's probably my least favorite song. It's just it's kind of there. After that, we got Fuck Some. It's a very clubby song. Um, and some of the vocals on this one, Ty Dolla Sign sounds fine, but Playboy Cardi's vocals are edited so much that if you did not tell me it was Playboy Cardi, I would think this was Future. He sounds like Future, and it's weird. It's just really weird. And then Kanye West comes in at the end with some very vocal. His vocals are chipmunked. He sounds like a chipmunk, and it's strange. And then Travis Scott at the end, his vocals are edited a little bit too at certain points. His feature's fine, but yeah, I can see it coming on in the club and stuff, but it's still, yeah, it's just there's a lot of things in there that's kind of weird. I wasn't sure what was going on with that. Then Vultures. I think this one was like the big song that came out. I didn't really listen to any of the songs beforehand. I listened to this album. Um, Vultures. I think it has a great beat. I like the beat on this one. Bump. The first is from Bump J. I don't know Bump J, but this guy sounds asleep. I don't know if that's his thing. I could be wrong on that, but to me, he was kind of all right. And then Lil Durk comes in. He's got a great verse. Um, Kanye comes in low key, and he has that line, how I'm anti-Semitic. I just fucked the Jewish bitch." And then he's referring that now that is referring later afterwards to Scooter Braun's wife, who is Jewish, and apparently got her saying he got her pregnant in the threesome. So whose kid is? And I know he doesn't like Scooter Braun, and this is supposed to be a diss at him, but I think it's a little much. And obviously with Kanye West's line, a history of saying some pretty anti-Semitic things. Clearly, just because you have sex with someone does not mean you see them as an equal. But and so that doesn't justify your anti-Semitism. Then Ty Dolla Sign because of the end, just wrap things up, and he's fine. Um, After that, we got Carnival. Carnival is another sex song. Um, Whoa, 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 whoa! She got head like an honor roll. She ride the dick like a carnival. Very epic sounding beat. Start with beat off with Rich the Kid. He has a pretty good verse. Um, I got some lines here. Kanye and Ty Dolla Sign. He's got some very flashy, braggadocious bars, but then he has a line here that says, "These hoes want to fuck my car." Okay, and then Kanye goes off on his uh, verse where he says some kind of off shit. Now yay Kelly. Oh, sorry. Damn. Anybody pissed off, gotta make him drink the urine. Now I'm yay Kelly bitch. Now I'm Bill Cosby bitch. Now I'm Puff Daddy rich. That's hashtag me too rich. Which, hmm, yeah. And then a line with she gonna take it up the ass like a ventriloquist. Okay. Um, and then Cardi comes in at the end. I think he has a better verse on here than he did on Fuck Some, but again, his vocals are changed and he sounds like Future again, but maybe like a little less like Future, but still sounding like Future. It's just kind of weird. And after that, we have Big Forgiveness, which I think might be my favorite song on here. We got Chris Brown on the track. Um, his vocals are pitched for for pretty much all of it in the beginning. He sounds fine for the beginning. Kanye's got a nice verse, and then it's got a beat switch that's really great. I like the new switch, the beg forgiveness, pray forgiveness, pray forgiveness. And then Ty Dolla Sign, he's great at the end. He has a, he's just like I don't think I haven't again like I said I haven't heard any of Ty Dolla Sign's albums or anything, but like at the end he's just like I will wait, I will wait. He's just screaming like well singing, screaming, but sounds great. I've really like his vocals on this one personally. And then after that, we have a nice last three songs. We have "Good Don't Die," very low key song, very nice, very slow. I like it a lot. It's got a good incorporation of a Dawn or Summer song. I forget what it's called. I will love or something. It's incorporated really well. It sounds really nice. And then after that, the second last song we have "Problematic." And he has one weird line, and Kanye has a couple weird lines on this one. Like, I'm not racist, it's a preference. My bitch looking like a reference. So now he is referring to, according to Genius here, he is referring to all of his previous women being that he's been with being white. And they say, look, it's just a preference. I'm not racist, but seeing as you have the history of promoting some Hitler and some stuff, it's kind of a wild thing to just out of nowhere say. And then at the end here it says, picture this: if every room got a different bitch, did that make me a po N word mist? Like polygamist, but po N word. But it's okay. It's fine song. And then final song, King. It's a fine outro. It's talking about how he's still the king. Quoted, though it's preceded by crazy, bipolar, anti-Semite, and I'm still the king. Now, one king of hip hop, I'm assuming king of hip hop he means. I think that is Kanye being the king of hip hop is up to debate. I mean, if we're talking sales and we're talking numbers, Drake, if we're talking someone who's currently like really deep and really lyrical and really pushing boundaries, Kendrick. If we're talking overall body of work, and that we can say Jay Z or Nas, obviously downs, but overall, as talking lyrical, sorry, not maybe not lyrical, but like technicality and what I'm looking for, speed. Say Eminem. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say he's the king, but obviously that's up to you. How you feel about it. And the anti-Semite line is like, yeah, but you don't need to be an anti-Semite. You don't need to. You can actually look up the facts and see that a lot of this anti-Semitism, Nazi stuff is bullshit. It's all out there, and not fall for the well Jews wrote it thing. Because if everything is Jews wrote it, that just sounds like a cult. That's cult shit. That's how cults try to trick people. Oh, don't look up this information because the bad guys wrote it. That's cult behavior. Stop it. And that's gonna do it for me on the album. Um, Overall, I do like it. Some questionable things in there. Um, I don't do a ratings. I don't like the idea of ratings, but I'll say it like this: if you're a Kanye fan, you're gonna like it. There's a lot here stuff to like. Um, if you're expecting this album to just be nothing but front to back Nazi propaganda, it's not. There's a couple weird lines, but overall, it's just a Kanye album. If you're not a fan of Kanye, I don't think there's anything here that's going to change your mind. Um, and if you just don't want anything to do with Kanye, you don't like his recent comments, you just don't want to listen to it. That's cool. I don't think you're really 100% missing a lot of good songs here, but I don't think you're gonna miss anything. Um, and yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Let me know down below. What did you guys think of the album? Did you love it? Hate it? I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna stop sounding like a Fantano there for a second. Um, yeah, just tell me what you thought. And yeah, that's gonna do it. Canadian signing out.